Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Sidharth Shah. I'm the CEO of Think and Grow Rich Academy. Let's begin to start to understand this formula of Think and Grow Rich. Friends, this is the science of success, and I've given in my two previous videos how you can really start to apply and implement and execute this science of success of Think and Grow Rich so that you can replicate, you can repeat your success again and again, because becoming successful is a simple system. It's not easy to follow, but it's a very simple system. So don't reinvent the wheel. Follow these principles of success, which I'm covering in every video over here. So the last video, I covered the first principle of success, which is having a definite major purpose. Or if you're not clear about your purpose, then you can just understand having a goal, a specific goal. And if you haven't watched that particular video, then go and check out my YouTube over here on the iCard, where exactly you'll be able to find this particular link to the particular video and have this for the first principle of having a goal, specific goal for which you want to work for. Now, the second principle is which we're going to talk about today, and this second principle is called as the Mastermind Alliance. Mastermind Alliance. क्या ये teamwork है? No, it is not at all teamwork. Teamwork is ordinary, but mastermind is extraordinary. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you what is a mastermind, what is the difference between a mastermind and teamwork. I'm also going to give you practical examples from my life, how I applied this principle of mastermind and I got phenomenal results. Secondly, how are you going to apply this in your life? In this video, I'll be giving you a very powerful exercise at the end where you can really start to apply this principle of mastermind, form your mastermind. Remember exactly how to form the mastermind and get those results. So watch this video till the end to understand this particular principle, and let's look at what are you going to get in this particular video. The first, understanding of the mastermind with some practical examples. You'll also understand what are the conditions or prerequisites to form a mastermind. What is the context of, what is the concept of perfect harmony? How do you maintain perfect harmony in your mastermind? And also, what is the structure, the agenda of the mastermind? You will also understand what is the kind of quality of people which you should look out for in your mastermind. You'll also find out exactly how to function this particular mastermind, and most importantly, how you can really start to develop this particular mastermind and get the results. So lots and lots of things to understand about this particular principle. So let's begin. Friends, first understand this. Why this particular principle of mastermind is, and what is this mastermind? Technical definition of mastermind is like this, which is described in Think and Grow Rich. It is described in the Science of Success, which is described in the Law of Success. And Napoleon Hill describes mastermind or defines mastermind as follows. He says that mastermind is a combination of two or more minds coming together to achieve a common objective. एक ऐसा गठबंधन जो एक ही दिशा में एक ही गोल के प्रति सोचता है. That's what is a true mastermind. I'll give you some real powerful examples from the business world, and you really start to understand, oh, this is the real power of mastermind. Let's say Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak coming together in a garage, and they formed a true mastermind, and they built Apple, which is now the most valuable company on planet Earth. That's the power of the mastermind. I'll give you one more example. Bill Gates and Paul Allen. They came together in Harvard and they started Microsoft. And Bill Gates is one of the richest person on planet Earth. Power of the mastermind. One more example through which you're going to watch this particular video on our YouTube channel, and which is a part of Google. Larry Page and Sergey Brin coming together formed a mastermind, and Google is formed. I can go on and go on with several examples over here. Let's say Jack Ma, English speaking teacher, and 18 of his school friends coming together. They formed a mastermind, and Alibaba was formed. Again, the powerful example of mastermind. One more example from the corporate world in India. Anand Mahindra of Mahindra & Mahindra. He was like a tractor making company. That was the only vertical which he had got. But he formed a mastermind with all his corporate teammates, and Mahindra Rise, the brand, the conglomerate is formed. Well, that's the power of the mastermind. I'll give you my example. Sidharth Shah, one person, a small individual person coming from the US, getting the license to coach and train in India. And now, thousands and thousands and thousands of paid members in Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich Mastermind is formed. Well, that's the power of the mastermind. And even before this mastermind was formed, I'll share about my personal life that how I had a mastermind in my better half, and that's how I got this idea. I got the courage. I got the wherewithal to conquer my fears, and that's where I've got this particular authority to coach you on Think and Grow Rich. Well, that's the power of mastermind. है ना जबरदस्त principle. In India, I'll give you two classic examples. Well, politics is in the air right now. If you look at our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and his mastermind of Amit Shah, yeah, that's the power of the mastermind. A common agenda, एक ऐसा गठबंधन जो एक ही दिशा में सोचेगा. Well, that's a mastermind. In fact, Napoleon Hill mentions this in Think and Grow Rich, that the biggest mastermind ever formed was of Mahatma Gandhi. Yes, my friends, one person having this one idea that I want to fight for the independence of India, but through my way, through non-violence, which was completely out of the box. I mean, nobody believed in him, but he had that strong power, that strong idea, and then he formed a mastermind of 200 million people working together in unison to fight the might of the British. Well, that is the power of the mastermind. जबरदस्त principle है. अगर ये mastermind principle अगर आपको समझ में आ गई चीज, you can really get all your impossible, so-called impossible goals manifested. So let's look at why this particular principle of mastermind and why it is the second principle in the sequence of these principles of success. Remember, there are 17 principles of success, 16 laws of success, and there are 13 steps to riches. So Think and Grow Rich is not just about law of attraction. Think and Grow Rich is not just about positive thinking. Some people misunderstand this. I know Think and Grow Rich. Oh, it is all about law of attraction. Oh, it's about positive thinking. No, that is not about Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich is much beyond that. Why is the second principle the Mastermind Alliance? Why? Well, there's a big, very important reason. So the first principle is about you setting your goals. That's my target. ये मुझे result चाहिए. I mean, the X amount of money in the bank which you want, your financial freedom goal, your stock market trades which you want to earn every single day, maybe your beautiful relationship which you want to have, maybe that great health which you want to have, that dream job which you want to have, maybe that money in the bank which you want to manifest, maybe that peace of mind. जो भी चाहिए, as Napoleon Hill mentioned, that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Whatever the mind. So, पहला principle is about what you want. What do you really want? However, to get that particular result alone, it is not impossible, but it's difficult. It is very difficult to do it all by yourself. And that's where the second principle comes into the picture, which is having a mastermind around you to help you, to support you, to encourage you. And that's why this second principle is tied up with the first principle. So what are the two most important qualities or characteristics to have in a mastermind? Let's understand that. The first important reason why to have a mastermind is, well, you cannot know everything in life. To achieve a particular goal, you are a specialist in something, but you got to have that experience of someone else. You got to have the experience of training by taken by someone else. You got to have the experience or specialized knowledge of someone else. Maybe some kind of a person who has got some expertise which you don't have. For example, let's say I'm a chartered accountant. I'm a CME topper ranker. But very frankly, I don't like to do CA audits. I'm not too much into audits and accounting, etc. So although I know that professionally I'm qualified, but I have a person to handle that, my entire finances, and who better than my better half? So she handles my finances, my accounts, etc. And she's good in that with numbers where I am not able to understand. She understands those particular numbers. She saves the money, she invests the money, she multiplies the money. So for me to get that particular skill sets, I have got that particular mastermind with me. Let's say one more example. I'll give you about my social media handles. For example, for my YouTube ads or for my Facebook ads, we've got webinars running in. So I don't run my ads. I mean, you must have seen my ads somewhere on Facebook or YouTube. Maybe I'm not spamming you, but maybe you got connected to Think and Grow Rich. So I don't know anything about how to run the ads. I know I have got some idea. I mean, what's the cost per lead? What is the CPM? And how do we understand the ROS or return on ad spends? But that is not my expertise. I've got a general idea. But to really understand how to use and optimize that particular ads, I've got a team of people who handles that. Well, that's a mastermind for helping me to achieve the goal. So whenever you're looking out for a mastermind, you look at your skill sets that what are the things which I'm good at. For let's say, I'm good at talking in front of the camera. I'm good in coaching people. I'm good in having empathy and really helping people solve their problems and issues. So I'm good at what I'm good at, and I'm only do what I'm good at. What I'm good at. For the things which I don't want to do, which I don't like to do, which I'm not good at, that's where the mastermind complements my skill sets, and we start to achieve the goal. We start to manifest the results. So you need to look at your strengths. You need to look at your weaknesses, because I've understood one thing. You have to leverage on your strengths. You cannot leverage on your weaknesses. You cannot strengthen your weaknesses. Weakness रहने वाली है. So instead of working on your weakness, you can actually reduce the impact of your weakness by having a mastermind for that one particular idea. So let's say if you're bad in marketing, get a good marketing person. Let's say if you're bad in HR or handling team members, get a team leader who can handle your team. And that's how you can really start to leverage your strengths, and you can actually manage your weaknesses. That's how the power of the mastermind starts to work over here. And the second most important quality which is required, or the characteristic required for you, why to have a mastermind is, see, when you have a mastermind, there is a encouragement of synergy or courage. Like it's mentioned that 1 + 1 is not 2, but it's 11. So when you have a mastermind, the strength of your courage, the strength of your determination, the strength of your motivation and inspiration multiplies. Let's say you have a target or a goal which is like a stretch goal for you, and it's difficult for you to see the picture, how it's going to happen. At that point of time, most people give up on their goals. In fact, the latest research shows at Stanford University, where why people are not able to achieve their goals, is that most of them are giving up on their goals. If you look at the success ratio of startups, if you look at for the people who understand these natural laws, who understand maybe Think and Grow Rich, or they have read Think and Grow Rich, but they're still not able to get their results, is because they gave up too soon, too early. And that is the real reason you really start to have a mastermind around you to develop that strong courage, that unwavering faith in yourself. And that's how you really start to get the results. So you must have observed this. Let's say in a team, when you are down and out, but let's say if you're working in a team, if you let's look at our Indian cricket team, sometimes they come in a huddle. Well, that's where the mastermind is working for you. So that's also a very important quality to have. Why to develop a mastermind? Because alone you can only do so much. In fact, there's a lot of science based on this. It's based on quantum physics. Let's say you have a frequency of thought that you want to manifest this particular result. And if you are alone focusing on that particular thought to manifest, then your density of that particular frequency is very, very fragile. It's very, very thin. But if you have a mastermind along with you, who is like maybe your team members, your colleagues, your associates, your family members, who are there with you together, that's where your density and your amplitude starts to multiply. And that's where you can really start to attract in a much more faster way. You'll be able to manifest the particular results. Well, this is all quantum physics. Think and Grow Rich is not just about positive thinking. It's more about science and how you can scientifically start to apply these particular results. And that's why it is the world's best success formula, because it is all based on quantum physics and it's all based on science over here. So I hope you're now clear about this and how to start building a mastermind. You might say, Sidharth, I understood the principle of the mastermind, but not really how to start building, how to take the first step. Well, there are simple steps over here which I'm going to give you in this. Screen your entire lists of your contacts. And you might say, sir, I've got 1,000 contacts, 2,000 contacts, 5,000 contacts, 10,000 contacts. Oh, I'm a big network, I've got 15,000 contacts. How can I select that right person to have a mastermind? And who should be a part of mastermind? And most important, who should not be a part of your mastermind? So let's go into that particular track of this particular principle, that how can I attract the right person, or how should I select the particular right person to be a part of my mastermind? So over here, there are few simple qualities which you need to screen a particular candidate whom you consider that person has got the skills or skill sets, could be a good team fit, that whether should I take that particular person inside my mastermind. So let's look at what are the qualities over here. The first quality which you need to screen any person whom you consider to be a part of your mastermind is, write this down, it is dependability. Dependability is the first criteria. How you can judge the particular person? Maybe if you are looking for a particular person in your team, check out the past references, check out the past credentials. Maybe you can go for when you're having an interview with that particular person, you can actually check out that exactly from your intuition that I can be depending on that particular person. So dependability is more about based on your value systems and your belief systems, and that's the first quality, because you don't want somebody who is very highly able, but you cannot depend on that. He's not a particularly reliable person. So the first quality is dependability. The second quality is ability. Ability is a person's skill sets, qualifications, experience, trainings, etc., etc., etc. The skill sets, the talents, or the abilities which that person has got. Now understand this. The sequence is very important in these qualities. The first quality is dependability, and the second quality is ability. Most people make a mistake when they select a mastermind by reversing this order. They focus on their qualifications, they focus on the talents, skill sets and abilities, and that's where sometimes an undependable person enters your mastermind, understands everything, how you're functioning, and then actually replicates or copies and becomes your competition. You must have seen this like this. It's happening. Oh, he came as a team member, he understood everything, and now he's become a competition. Why is that happening? Because you didn't understood the first quality, which is dependability. First dependability, then ability. Do not reverse this particular order, because dependability can never change, or it's very difficult to change, whereas ability can be trained, the skill sets can be given. So always focus first on dependability, and the second is ability. The third quality which you should look at in any person who wants to become a part of your mastermind is having a positive mental attitude. Why would you want someone in your mastermind who has got a negative attitude? So you need to understand this, that what is attitude? Attitude is a combination of three things: thoughts, feelings and actions. These three things combined together constitute a person's attitude. So really look at this. The three qualities are: the first one is dependability, the second is ability, and the third one is positive mental attitude. The fourth, and I think the most important quality, is check out that particular person whether he's got the quality of going the extra mile. Now, going the extra mile is one of the principles of success, which we'll be covering as we progress in this entire journey of the science of success. So watch out for the videos. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe the channel right now and press the bell icon, so you'll be able to get new alerts on new videos on new principles of success, to understand the science of success, to understand how to think and grow rich. So what is going the extra mile? Going the extra mile means doing something more and better, which is useful and unexpected. You don't want a person in your mastermind who looks at the watch and says, okay, it's my time up, I'm going, we'll do the work tomorrow, or maybe we'll do it on a Monday after my holiday gets over. No, you don't want a person in your mastermind like that. But a person who goes something and does something extra. I mean, okay, fine, this is my work. And who does always something which is useful and unexpected, and which is really going the extra mile, which is unexpected. That's the person which you want to have in your mastermind. So always look out for a person having this particular quality. And the fifth one is having the quality of applied faith. Applied faith is one of the principles of success, which we'll be covering in the next particular video after this, and maybe after this we'll be able to cover in detail. But to give you a context of what is applied faith is the unwavering belief in yourself and your abilities. So when you select a person in your mastermind, you should look at whether that person really believes that this goal is possible to manifest. You don't want a naysayer, no, it's not going to be possible, just forget it, chuck the goal, we'll figure out something else. We don't want that kind of a person, because that's going to discourage your entire context of your belief systems. It's going to cause discouragement for yourself to achieve the particular goal. So always look out for that particular person having applied faith. So the 5 qualities which you should be looking at for anybody to be a part of a mastermind is dependability, ability, having the going the extra mile principle, positive mental attitude, and applied faith. Now, once you understand this, that these are the 5 qualities which I need to look out for, well, you are actually with a person of worth gold. Really, this is much more precious than gold also. Run for that particular person, because you will not find a better person having these 5 qualities. You are sitting with royalty. So if you have a person who has got all these 5 qualities around you, really support them, really help them, really respect them, because I think they are the best people to have in your mastermind. Now, one more important principle to cover in this mastermind. I know our videos are longer, but I need to give a lot of value to you, so watch till the end so you'll be able to understand how to form your mastermind. So the way the mastermind principle works is, there is a concept of perfect harmony. If you do not have perfect harmony in your mastermind, then this entire principle is going to fail. And to preserve that perfect harmony, that beautiful understanding between the members of the mastermind, there are few things which you need to understand. One, there has to be fairness and justice in the mastermind. That means if anybody is contributing more in the mastermind, that person should be getting more from the mastermind. So there's equanimity, there is fairness and justice. One more important quality is having the confidentiality within all the members of the mastermind. Because if you don't maintain the confidentiality and if you share things outside the mastermind to someone else, maybe they'll say, oh, that's not going to be possible, oh, you're thinking too big, oh, it's impractical. And that actually puts the seed of doubt inside that particular person's mastermind. And then when that person comes in the mastermind, that spreads the doubt and the entire courage starts to diminish, the disharmony starts to form. So really preserve the confidentiality. Whatever is discussed in the mastermind remains in the mastermind. One more important quality to maintain the perfect harmony is having the courage and understanding. That means every person should have the courage and the real understanding that that's my goal. Vague understanding of the goals will not have the courage to work towards the mastermind. So have clear-cut goals that this is the X figure which I want to work on. That's the net worth which I want to have. That's the investment which I want to build in. And based on the clarity, the perfect harmony is maintained. Many a times we see in the mastermind there is misunderstanding, there is lack of communication, and that's the seedling of your entire harmony not being maintained. There is disharmony, the mastermind starts to break. So really start to preserve that particular harmony by maintaining that understanding and having the courage to work for this. I know it's a tough thing, but if the starting point is with one person. You cannot have a mastermind of people with 20, 30 people at the beginning, because the more the people in the mastermind, the difficult for you to maintain the perfect harmony. So the way the system works is, if you don't have a mastermind right now, it's okay. Start with one person. Start with one person whom you think is the best fit. Speak to that particular person that, okay, this is the benefit of you coming in my mastermind. And that's how you can really start to enroll and show a possibility. Start with one person, maintain perfect harmony. And when you find that you need one more person with a specific skill sets, have the alignment of the first person in the mastermind. When both of you agree that we are on the same page, only then you take up the third one. And then we have got 3 people in the mastermind and all 3 of us agree, then the 4th one comes. That's how progressively you increase your mastermind. What should be the ideal size of the mastermind? Well, the size of the mastermind depends upon the size of the goal. Because if you have a big goal, you got to have a bigger mastermind. If you have a small goal, a smaller mastermind is good enough to maintain. Let's say I have a goal to have a house in my native place, simple goal. Well, I don't need to have a big mastermind for that. It's a very simple goal for me to manifest. But let's say I want to build a franchisee of 1,000 Think and Grow Rich coaching centers across India. That's a goal which I need to have a bigger mastermind, a larger mastermind with different skill sets required for this. So your size of your mastermind is actually proportionately dependent and related to the size of your goal. And the bigger the size, the difficulty of maintaining the perfect harmony also becomes difficult. So you need to have in a manageable way based on your goal the size of the mastermind. Now I have discussed variety of things on the mastermind. The first step for you to do this, let's conclude this so you can really start to apply these particular principles in your mastermind. First thing first, have the clarity of the goal, that's what I want to achieve. Set a specific agenda for the mastermind, a structure for the mastermind, a time. Let's say every Monday morning at 11 o'clock we're going to meet. Because if you're not having an active mastermind, it's worth not having a mastermind. So set a particular agenda of the mastermind and then start to look out for people who are going to complement your skill sets for the mastermind. And most important, the 4th one is what that particular person in the mastermind is going to get by contributing in the mastermind. Either it could be in terms of money or maybe in terms of some kind of intangible thing, but nobody can be working for you in the mastermind for free. So when you have this context ready, you are ready to form your mastermind. And now the finale, the final bonus, the super bonus of how the mastermind is going to work for you, why you cannot not afford to have a mastermind. Well, see, when you are in a mastermind, you actually connect with the minds of every person who is a part of your mastermind. And this is where you are connecting at a spiritual level. And we form a third mind, a third higher frequency mind, which can vibrate at a higher frequency and get that creativity ignited, can get the imagination used to solve those problems which alone is not possible. Teamwork ordinary hai. But if you really want to connect with the members in your mastermind at a higher frequency, you got to have the connections of the mastermind. Remember, mastermind is not a combination of people, it's a combination of minds, and that's where the minds come together, the synergy happens, the creativity goes to the next level, you spark up your intuition, you spark up your imagination. That's where the power of mastermind works for you. It's a very powerful concept of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, the power of the mastermind. Without this particular principle, you are never going to achieve those bigger, better, extraordinary results. You might achieve some mediocre results by just doing it all alone or by just having a normal teamwork. But when you develop this particular mastermind, nothing is impossible. I'll tell you my story at the end over here to end this particular video. Well, my story goes back in 2016, and at that point of time, I was at the crossroads. What should I do? And there was this one opportunity for me to go to the US and get the license, get the coaching of the Think and Grow Rich principles from my parent company, the Napoleon Hill Foundation, Virginia, USA. I just made the down payment for the 1-year curriculum. I didn't have the money in the bank for the balance money, for the balance investments to travel, etc. I had to literally borrow my wife's credit card to finance me for my tickets, for my balance investment. And she trusted me. She gave her credit card, and that's how I got the investments done. I went to the US, and the rest is history. She is my true mastermind. She is the mastermind behind me. That's the real reason I'm being speaking over here with you, having the sole licensee for India. So I believe in this particular principle of mastermind more than anybody else. It has been one of the integral parts of my success stories, and I highly recommend for you that you start to build your mastermind. If you really want to achieve grand success, you cannot not afford to not to have a mastermind. You've got to develop a mastermind. If you like this particular video, then press the like button. Subscribe to our channel if you think I've given you some value of this particular principle of the mastermind. Research and study on this particular principle also. There's a complete audio of the entire Think and Grow Rich narration of Think and Grow Rich in my own voice in Hindi and English on my YouTube channel of the mastermind. Listen to the particular audio again and again and start to form your mastermind and see how you can skyrocket your results. This is the second principle of success, of the science of success, and get ready to understand the third one, which is coming in the next video. Let's start getting ready to start to think and grow rich. I'm Sidharth Shah. I'm the CEO of Think and Grow Rich Academy. We represent the Napoleon Hill Foundation in India. Let's get ready to think and grow rich. Thank you so much.